first got into cooking backwards really. I started working in restaurants on front of house when I was a student, and then I bizarrely decided I wanted to buy a restaurant with no knowledge of how to cook. Bought a restaurant, went in the kitchen, taught myself to cook. My first restaurant was vegetarian and still is, called Greens, which we've had now for 20 years. So as I sort of started to learn how to do things, I think as a meat eater, I wanted to try and make sure that I liked the food as well. And 20 years ago, veggie food was a little bit worthy. So I think we've concentrated very much on flavours and textures that work for all people rather than just for vegetarians. So hopefully it's food that everybody can enjoy. My other restaurant, Earl, is modern British, i.e. we use as much locally sourced, good quality produce as we possibly can and treat it with respect, but keep very, very simple dishes with maybe just little tweaks of flavour. I think that the look of the kit is important, but I think there's always that argument of form over function, really. I think that Wolf actually get it right where it looks like a great piece of kit. It's beautifully styled. It's got that almost a classic style to it, really, rather than looking as if it's something that's faddish that in 5 years' time we're going to go, do you know what, that looks really, really dated. It looks like a good, solid piece of kit. But for me, the biggest thing has to be the fact that it performs brilliantly as well as looking good. The thing that I love about Wolf is the first time that I played with the jets, I felt like I was back in work, and as a chef I wanted to feel that when I was at home I could cook as well there as I could in the restaurant. I think that having that ability to control something that is barely simmering to is absolutely going for it at 100 miles an hour is a tremendous asset. You never really expect to have that in a home environment. You expect it and demand it in a professional environment, but to be able to do that at home, I think it also gives people massive confidence as well. The first time I used the oven, and actually did spill something inside it, so then to find that it has a self-cleaning mode, I admit I was very sceptical about it. And you sort of think, yeah, right, okay, so it self-cleans up. And it does, and it works. The calibration of it is fantastic. I've got a big double oven and a single oven alongside it, so I've got that flexibility to have a very hot oven and a very cool oven, so I can do different dishes at the same time. So that really was kind of one of the biggest things that did it for me. It feels like professional kit, but the design of it means that it still looks fantastic in a home environment. Whenever you're cooking anything, you want to make sure that if something is set at 400 degrees, gas mark 6, whatever it might be, that it will perform at that level. So obviously, the way in which your oven is calibrated is massively important, but ovens are very susceptible to actually losing that calibration, and the way that they maintain that is making sure that the way in which they're constructed has tremendous insulation. So basically, everything that is inside there stays inside there rather than actually losing an awful lot of the heat. They're so well insulated that when it says it's 200 degrees, then it is 200 degrees. When it says it's 300 degrees, it is 300 degrees. The construction of it is tremendous. Again, I keep coming back to the same thing, that it's very much like a professional piece of kit. Overall, I think Wolves are a fantastic cooker. It's a chef's cooker, undoubtedly, but I think that's chefs of all level, whether you're a chef like me who does it for a living, or you're a chef who is cooking for yourself or cooking for your family. when we were deciding what to go for with Sub-Zero, I knew that I wanted something that was big. I knew I wanted something that had great visibility, and then my kids wanted ice rather than a little cube of ice. They wanted to make sure that we had like a big well of ice. So my choice from the freezer point of view, did I go for one where we had an ice dispenser on the front, or one where we had an ice bucket basically inside, the produced ice inside it. So we decided we'd go for that. So we've got a great shelf of freezer, which is tremendous. So we open the freezer, you can see everything that's there, you're not having to hunt around. But the fridge is magnificent. Huge big space. Everything is clear, it's beautiful, it's easy to clean, it's big and square, it's got massive capacity on it. So that's what we've got for our food fridge, which is tremendous. But then alongside that, I also decided that I wanted a wine fridge. Champagne is one of my weaknesses, and I've also got some really decent reds. So rather than just having something where we could obviously chill everything, having something where we keep the reds at ambient temperature. So we've got the fridge freezer and then the wine fridge next to it. Again, from a design point of view, it looks absolutely tremendous, but it satisfies everything. You know, we're keeping all the food, it's just beautifully kept. Again, the calibration is magnificent. If it says it's kind of 2 degrees, it is 2 degrees, and the wine fridge again stores it at great temperature, spot on.